As a matter of fact, I gave 2 talks on my last book last weekend, and for the first time, I greet the audience in Irish, or I thank the audience in Irish.
Oh,
So of course I use the chat GPT and I tried and I wrote it down in how I would pronounce it, that I could say it out loud. And I'm sure it sounded weird, but I think it was not about how it sounded. It was about how I connect to the public. And I noticed that most people were very thankful that I made the effort to speak their language. So it was, and I didn't do that to be cute. I did that as a matter of respect, because I think uh, Portuguese would like the same if an Irish person would come to Porto or Lisbon and say obrigado or something like that. So why not? Why not just learn those 2 words and try to incorporate that in your speech? Maybe on the beginning your pronunciation won't be the ideal, but that's how you get started. So, but talking of Irish, Jeroen, I know you speak some. Have you considered doing some little pieces in Irish?
have you seen Irish?
Not from my
Yeah,
mouth.
like I mean, look, I do speak Irish. I used to speak better Irish, but I'm slowly get back again. But writing in Irish is, I'm sorry, but it's seriously, seriously hard. I mean, the written language is already just. Where did you get that? BH, FH, and a what? You know,
I'll tell you
so
about Irish spelling.
yeah, like I would, the romantic side of me would love that idea of writing in Irish, but the realistic side of me would say absolutely no way. I mean, like secondary school, I went through it, did my Irish and all that kind of stuff. And just sitting down and trying to work out, right, I need to write a sentence here, you know, and it just is, I see a cloud in the sky, and you're like, how did that many letters come into that? Like, and where did somebody put a DH in front of a BH in front of an FH? And how did that turn into that sound? So, no. Like, I love the language. It's a gorgeous language. It's an amazing language. I love being able to speak it. I love when I have the opportunity to use it. I think it's really cool, and it is the if you look at all the written works in Irish over the centuries and millennia, it's a language that's made to be written, but not by me. It's yeah, like I yeah, no. No, definitely
Yeah.
not. But I like your idea as well, and it is true. No matter what country you're in, no matter what you know group of people you're in, if you approach people and you try in their language, even if you just say 2 3 words, people respect that and people appreciate that, and like people really think, yeah, that's really cool because that person is trying,
Mm.
you know. So that's a great idea to do. And if you ever want some help with the pronunciation, I can help you with the pronunciation, but I can't write the bloody thing.
I
Yeah.
I would be interested in learning how to say I would like a tea with milk because that's all I know how to say in Irish, and I don't think anyone would understand if I actually went there and asked for one. So maybe I'll talk to you about it later, please.
I think there is a guy, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I'm just dreaming or drinking too much. But I think there is a guy on Instagram that goes around pubs and orders a pint of Guinness in Irish and is capturing the bartender's reaction. I think so. I think I'm
Oh,
not
really?
daydreaming. Yeah.
Well,
That
that's
feels like
class.
Friday.
Huh?
That
Yeah,
feels like casual Friday.
It's
So,
a
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say no, definitely. No. I wouldn't even start it. I wouldn't even start it. I'd be very happy if I got 4 words written down correctly. That would be quite good. It could be a very short haiku. You know what I mean? Like a really short haiku. But apart from that, no.
Celtic haiku. How about that?
Celtic haiku.
I would love to read that.
Yeah, a mix of Irish with Japanese. That
Yeah,
would be
I love that.
that would be something new. That would be something new. I actually, the other day, because I would like to get my Harry Karenov book translated to other language, and obviously one of them is Irish or Gaelic. So I approached a couple of publishers, and one of them came back to me saying, yeah, we'll be interested, but actually we only publish books in Scottish Gaelic, so we are not what you are looking for. Oh, sorry, I didn't understand. I thought it was Irish. So that maybe was a polite way to say no. Yeah.
I think the Irish language is a concept that exists somewhere by itself. It's difficult to grasp it. It's difficult to interact with it. It's impossible to spell it correctly. And as much as I would like to learn Irish, because, as we've been talking about it, I think it's a sign of respect to learn at least a few words when you visit. And, this is a country that I've lived for sometimes. So I think, the least I can do is try to learn the language. It is just very, very difficult to get past the reading, especially when you meet someone and they tell you their name and you write their name on your phone and then you see it later. You're like, thank God I did not text them spelling their name. I just usually say hi there, like, Obi-Wan from Star Wars. No, I don't know. I'd learned that lesson the first year I was living in Ireland because my personal trainer's name was Owen. And I, a true Brit, I spelled it Owen. And I had spelled it like that for years. And then I was like, how did you get Owen from Eoghan? Big lesson for me not to address people in writing.
My friend has the same spelling of his name, right? So Eoghan, and he went to Australia, and it became Eugen.
Yeah.
Eugen.
Makes sense.
Like totally, yeah. Could Eugen come up here, please? Fair enough.